So CIRTEC is a contract service provider, engineering services and manufacturing for the medical device industry. Contract manufacturing is basically building something for somebody else. And we do a lot of work with startup companies who don't want to invest in infrastructure, particularly for building implantable medical devices. There's a lot of really expensive equipment that you need to build that. Hermetic welding glove boxes, for example, can be $250,000 or even a little bit more. And a lot of startups don't have that kind of money. There are a number of challenges. One, I think, is just unpredictability. You are dependent on what the customer gives you purchase orders for, sometimes what the customer gives you materials for, and it can be difficult to know a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, what the customers are going to be asking of you. Since everything that we do is contract, you always have to work within the customer's constraints. So that means understanding that for one customer, the most important thing for them may be to solve a problem quickly. And that may mean that you look at a problem and you say, okay, I'm going to actually try 2 or 3 different things at the same time, hoping that one of them is going to work and get me there quickly. Another customer may be very, very funding constrained, in which case you want to find the least expensive way to solve their problem, even if it takes longer. Yet another customer may have an extremely constricted quality system. That's particularly true if you work with larger, more established companies. And then the options that you have on how you tackle the problem may be more constrained. So I think it's a question of understanding not only the technical problem you're trying to solve, but also the constraints that the customer puts on. I think that we look for, on the engineering side, certainly people who are well-educated, who are smart, who are able to interpret technical information, but I think also what's very important is an ability to interact with the customer, an ability to really listen to what a customer is telling you, an ability to clearly communicate, because frequently we're working with customers who are in remote locations. So we do a lot of our communication by email, by teleconference, by web conference. Being able to clearly communicate complex technical information in those formats is very important. And I think we also look for people who are creative. Frequently we get a new device that we have to figure out how to build, and it's similar to devices we've done before, but it's not exactly the same. And so you have to be able to abstract a little bit from what you've done before and figure out how you're going to use those skill sets and those resources to build something that's a little bit new. When we had initially talked about doing a problem-based learning session, we have technicians here who have been through that process and spoke very highly of what it brought to them, the problem-solving skills that they learned, the confidence that it gave them. And I think if we could contribute to that process, that's very valuable. For me personally, I am married to a science educator. I understand the importance of teaching science and teaching science in a way that helps students apply what they learn in the real world. So not just learning something out of a book, but actually learning something that you could go out and apply on the job. So that was very important, I think, to us. And finally, from CIRTEC's perspective, because we need good quality technical personnel, anything that we can contribute to science education, and particularly to local science and engineering education, is valuable to us.